Teams are groups of 2 or more people that are working towards a common goal. Now that we have established a standard definition, there are many different ways people in teams can work together. Traditional teams, also called co-located teams, work together in physical proximity. In contrast, virtual or distributed teams may be geographically located in different parts of the world, but working for the same organization. This means working across time zones, which can get difficult if you have a team distributed in North America, Europe, and Australia. So, what does this mean for teams like this? In this video, we will discuss 3 important aspects of working in a virtual team. First, often, working in a virtual team means that the team members are likely working asynchronously. This means that their working times do not align with each other, and they must depend heavily on virtual or digital means of communication. This requires careful coordination and clear communication of tasks and resources. For example, if I'm working on a slide deck, it means that my colleague in Australia could take it next. But in between, it could also go to my colleague in North America. So therefore, we need to keep a careful eye on this flow of work in order to make sure there's no double work or missed opportunities for productive teamwork. This way of working may also inform the tools that we use. So for example, does one common document make sense? Or do we work based on versions that we pass around to each other? These details really matter when working in a distributed team. Second, conventional teams that work in the same place are able to also communicate face-to-face. This is a richer medium of communication where we can pick up additional information such as tone of voice, nonverbal language, or other contextual cues. When traditional team members meet in the workplace every day, they tend to develop close social ties with each other. They strike up rapport with each other when they interact face-to-face. In the virtual team or distributed team, the interactions tend to be more task-focused. Even with video calls, virtual teams will not be able to have this level of rich communication and will often lack then some of the verbal cues and gestures in this setting, no matter how many emojis or exclamation points you use. Third, coming back to the point of asynchronous communication, in both virtual and conventional teams, expectations need to be clearly managed in terms of the speed of response. So research has shown that when we receive an email, we tend to overestimate how quickly senders expect a response, even for non-urgent emails. Therefore, we need to be very clear about what the norms are and expectations are within the team. Some countries have even made it illegal to answer emails after 6 p.m. By making these rules explicit, this can help you to prevent miscommunications and unnecessary stress in the team. Finally, I want to introduce you to just one more type of team. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with location, as with distributed and co-located teams. Rather, this illustrates a different way of working. Specifically, that is the self-managed agile team. The work environment in the digital age has made the discussion around agile work environments and agile teams part of regular work life. Self-managed agile teams are the latest formulation used to describe teams that consist of individuals that manage their own workload. They shift work amongst themselves based on need and best fit, and they have a participative team decision-making style. In agile self-managed teams, there are clearly described and delegated tasks, but the individual team members discuss who does what, when, and how. This is different than a traditional team, which usually has a single leader that distributes the tasks and determines the individual priorities for such tasks. Rather, in a self-managed agile team, because the team works so closely with the topics that they actually need relatively little guidance. Perhaps when they get stuck or they don't know how to move forward, the team members will have someone that they can reach out to for reflection and direction. However, self-managed teams need a clear way of communicating their vision and their goals. Without it, they won't be able to move forward. It will be difficult to move as a unit and coordinate activities. Overall, one of the biggest challenges of self-managed teams is for the team members to let go of previously held beliefs about how we work together and take a great deal more of personal responsibility.